Next up is Betsy DeVos, which is the head of Trump's education department, appointed to his cabinet, and she's also the sister or sister-in-law of the head of Blackwater, which is like the covert ops overseas group that has since changed their name in a lame rebranding attempt. So it's kind of fitting that she's behind this whole pushing guns thing, but put forth an idea of arming teachers but with federal funds, which I think is ridiculous. I say that because a slight silver lining, if you want to find some positive in the idea, is that it would be up to individual states to incorporate, and then the federal government would provide the funds to fund the firearms. Now, I say it's kind of a positive because states could then arbitrarily decide based on the state. Every state is different. You can't compare Kansas to New York or something like that. The number of people and the level of crime per capita is going to be different, and different regions have different needs and different cultures, and what may be good for the goose is not necessarily good for the gander. So the fact that it's not just imposed on teachers at the federal level is a good thing, or would be a good thing. But then you have there was a teacher from Texas, which is an open carry state. You can walk around with AK-47s if you want, and you would be stopped by cops and spoken to, and what are you doing or whatever type of thing, because people around you are kind of scared. But it's an open carry state. Teachers there were like, yo, we're not trained to do what local law enforcement or the military do, so we don't want these guns. That was a little surprising to hear. I would think that everybody would be gun-ho in Texas, and of course that's a ignorant, I've never been to Texas type of stereotype that I'm imposing. But anyway, I say all that to say this. I remember my teachers from elementary school and junior high and high school, and I could maybe think of one. I remember there was this G.I. Joe looking gym teacher named Mr. Bloom that I had in junior high. He looked super fit and looked literally like a G.I. Joe. We used to call him G.I. Joe, actually. And I think he had military background or something like that. For a guy like that, it made sense. But that's one teacher in my 12 years of public school that would be maybe I trust that guy with a gun. You know what I mean? So I would say it's the idea of armed teachers scares me, on a surface level. It's more guns in the schools. What if a gang of kids get together and overpower a teacher and get access to the gun, or something like that is kind of scary. So the safety and the hiding of it and the secrecy of it would have to be ironclad, type of thing if something like this were to be implemented. And it should the only, because if there's a mass shooter, I would want somebody on my side with the gun too. That's the flip side of it. I would want Mr. Bloom to come out and fucking pick off a fucking kid in a trench coat, stereotyping again, but kid in a trench coat, spraying an AK-47 all around. So that said, I would say if the storing of the firearm is some ironclad, you need a retina scan, a fingerprint, and a fucking 7-digit code type of thing to get access to it, and nobody knows the room that it's in type of thing. And it's in a vault somewhere. If it's protected like that, that's one step, one box that I would want checked. The other thing is that only people that qualify to use it can have access to it. So the teachers that would want to do it, I want them to have some sharpshooter, army level training that has to be certified and recertified on at least a bi-yearly basis. Like something better than cops have to go through. Because cops are around this type of environment, this type of shit all the time. Teachers are not, so I would imagine that they would have to be that much more prepared and able to handle a firearm in order to be able to do so in a productive way. And yeah, that's my take on